What's up, everybody? Um, Gonna do this mgtow video. I guess what I want to talk about is gynocentrism. And gynocentrism is pretty much female advocacy at all costs. It's kind of what it is. It's kind of what it's been branded. And that's what mgtow is against. We're not against equality. We're not against feminism. We're like, all feminism is gynocentrism politicized. That's it. That is literally it. Like, female advocacy at all costs. No matter what happens, that's what they're gonna go for. And that's what most women are gonna go for, and you can't get mad at that. You're gonna advocate for the group that's part of you. And gynocentrism and traditionalism plays hand in hand. That is one of the hallmarks of traditionalism is gynocentrism, even more so than feminism. And one of the news articles I read and that I've listened to on podcasts and stuff was this kid, I forget his name escapes me, but he committed suicide. And they went to his phone and they found out that his girlfriend, or at the time, was pushing him to do it. And it seemed seemingly so she can get all the sympathy. And that touches on the point when Hillary Clinton once said that women are the main victims of war, the primary victims of war. That you lose their husbands, their sons, their fathers, and more so like uncles, brothers. And it's like, really, like women are the main, like they lose, like what about the guys dying? And no one thought about it. Everybody's like, oh yeah, right, you're right. Women are the primary victims of war. No, they're not. Secondary. As far as most wars go. You're not the ones dying. You have to live on. But I'm pretty sure that dude would rather be alive. As opposed to shot up. Or blown up. And that's just one of those things that just shows pure gynocentrism. That, hey, no matter what happens, think about the women first. And I hate that phrase. There's a few phrases I hate. Women and children first, and happy life, happy wife, happy life. No. If we're equal, if we are equal, then we are equal. Then it should be children first. If there's a hostage situation, if you're supposed to be my equal, bitch, you better sit your ass right next to me. We're equals. Like, oh, you're sexist. How am I sexist for asking her to practice what she preaches? How the fuck is that? How's that fuck being sexist? Like a girl said, like I was like, I don't pay for dicks. Like, oh, that's classless. I was like, how's that classless? Like, how? If you make just as much as me, how are you being shocked to pay for your own date, to pay for your own entertainment? How's that classless? And I was upset. I was like, how the fuck is that class? Like, that's pure gynocentrism. Even though I'm equal to you in every way, you should still pay for me to be happy. Solely. Nah. Fuck that. That's not equality. That's infantilizing. And I think it's more sexist with traditionalists. They infantilize women more than anything, and women allow themselves to be infantilized when it suits them, but not when it doesn't. Like, oh, you're a woman, you're too weak to do this job. Excuse me? I'm every bit as equal to you to do whatever job it is. All right, cool. And you give them a chance. Like, all right, cool. Well, if you want to be equal in that, you got to be equal across the board. Equal and fair are not always one and the same. Because what is equal may not be fair, and what is fair may not be equal. But gynocentrism wants both. You can't have that. And that's also parts of gynocentrism is this whole idea that a man is nothing without a woman. Like, oh, men who are married live longer. They have better lives. It's subjective and anecdotal. Like, for me, I don't need a woman other than for sex, but that's just biological. Because I'm not attracted to men. If I was attracted to men, I really wouldn't need a woman. What the fuck do I need you for, bitch? There's literally nothing you can help me do. Like, there may be women that I like to have around on an individual basis because they bring something to the table that's different than my homeboys. Or that's different than another homeboy. Like, they may have a point of view, but it's not because they're a woman, it's because of who they are. Now, them being a woman is part of who they are, but I'm not having them around me just because they're a woman. Like, for mgtow, as far as my journey into it, I have to have a valid reason for you to be around me. And if it's just because I want to have sex with you, your value is low. I can get sex from anywhere. And another part of gynocentrism is the shaming language. Like, you can't shame me. I remember I posted something, and this guy was talking about mgtow, the heartburn. I posted a heartburn video, one of the few I posted, and my sister goes, "You believe this shit? You're not you're not a follower." Like, I was like, you don't have to fucking follow me. Like, you don't have to associate. It's like, this is why I don't fuck with you. Okay, and if my sister doesn't fuck with me, I don't lose anything. I like her, I love her. I mean, I want the best for her, but it's not gonna be like, oh darn, now that Teresa's not around, what am I gonna do? And that's just the same shit that I've always done. Me, get better, rise, perform to my greatest abilities. Like, I'm not worried about it. Like, I'm not. But then you shaming language, like, you're not nothing if I'm not around. Like, I don't need you. There's nothing that you bring to my life that someone else can't replace. Other than with my homeboys. Because there's a history there. We can advocate for each other. We can fight for each other. We can fight with each other. Fight next to each other. Things can get accomplished. And so with the shaming language, it's like, I can't, it's gonna happen. Part of being mgtow, traditionalists are gonna shame you for being gay. Like, I'd rather have my homeboys on me. Oh, that sounds gay. Well, if you feel that way, then you feel that way. Like, mgtow get called gay all the time. All the time. Every mgtow on the face of a traditionalist is going to get called a loser, gay, both. But that's because they're in such a gynocentric mind state that if they don't have the adoration of women in everything they do, they don't know what to do. They lose their minds. And it extends from a generation of men, or more than a generation of men, being raised in matriarchal homes where you need a woman's, you need female adoration. Like, because that's the only adoration you get. If my dad likes something and I like something, my mom doesn't, well then she doesn't. But I would rather hope that my mom likes it. But if my boys like it, say my girl doesn't, well then bitch, you don't have to date me. I said that to chicks all the time. I even told their ex-wife, like, no one's forcing me to be married to me. No one is holding a gun to their head to be married to me. You don't have to be around me. If you want to leave, leave. And part of my breakaway of gynocentrism is to be more for myself, is to advocate more for myself. I'm more self-centered because at the end of the day, I'll wake up every morning and I have to do things for myself. I look at myself in the mirror and I go, how can I make myself better for me today? Subconsciously, but that's how I think. How can I make my situation, myself better for me? Because at the end of the day, if it's better for me, it'll trickle down for everybody else. I happen to get all of the praise and all of the blame, and I'm fine with that. But to do something just for the admiration of females is something I don't do, other than when I'm performing, MCing. That's it. That's solely for females alike. Because in every club scene, you need females, dope ones, to be around all the time. But in that, in my personal life, if you don't like it, you don't have to be around me. I'm not gonna do anything to spite you. Like whenever I cheated, I wasn't going, yeah, I'm gonna have sex with this bitch to piss this other bitch off. It was like, no, I'm gonna have sex with this bitch because she's sexy and she wants to have sex with me, and I want to have sex with her too. Boom. Like I've never cheated out of spite because I don't care. Like I don't care about other people's, I don't care about female feelings. They're my daughters. And that's an extent. Like I don't care how you feel about what I do if it's not directly tied to you. Don't worry about what I do with my car since it's not your car. Don't worry about what I do with my life since it's not your life. And that's just kind of how I roll. And a lot of dudes don't get that. Like they've spent their lives trying to appease females, sometimes to their own detriment, as in the boy who committed suicide at the great behest of his pseudo girlfriend. And that sucks for him. It does. But if he'd have looked inside, if he'd have had his homeboys, if he'd have had more respect for his homeboys' opinions, it could have saved his life. Possibly. We've all been in that situation. You break up with a girl, or girl says something that fucks with you, and you get sad. I was suicidal due to a girl. Hey man, it's happened to the best of us. It has. That was part of my journey into mgtow. It was just being able to know that I have to take agency over my life. Men are always going to fall victim to being easily manipulated by beautiful women. Most men, especially the uninitiated. If you haven't taken the red pill or haven't even heard about it, or don't even have some of the red pill mindsets that let you see blatant gynocentrism, you're going to fall victim to that. We all do. Especially if she's willing to have sex with you or gives off the vibe that she's willing to have sex with you. Guys do a lot of shit. Not to the extent, hopefully not to the extent where they kill themselves or kill somebody, but free drinks, paying for shit, that comes out of somewhere. You know? Comes out of somewhere. And I don't think a lot of guys can deal with that. I don't think guys will know what it's like to not care about, they'll not care about dudes' opinions. But they need that female adoration. They need it. They feed off of it. That's what gives them life. And to them, if it gets to the point where girls are convincing guys to kill themselves because they know they won't go to jail for it, and these dudes are doing it, less dudes around. Critical mass, That leaves the initiated. And like, bitch, it's not gonna work. You should kill yourself. Why? Hold on, what? My ex-wife tried that shit. Like, you should go drink bleach. All right, well, there's that. Niggas don't talk to her. But her giving him attention was what he needed. It was what he felt he needed. And that caused him to die. I know I'm going in a million different directions, but just it all ties. It all ties in together. The gynocentric mindset may get this girl off. She may not face jail time or prison charges or anything. Or she's facing charges, but she may not get jail time. Because she didn't kill him. And just because he went through with it, like, civil case, yes, she can probably be made liable, but as a man, this is a perfect example of gynocentrism overrunning a society, which has always been there. That she's cute, young girl, a piece of shit. This cunt. If I was his brothers or sister, if I was any of his family members, I would want to be able to, I would find her and whoop her ass to no end. I would beat her so badly she would want to die. Or I at least hate her if I was emotional like that. Because even if that was my brother, if I knew he was talking because of this girl, I would have stopped it before it got to that. I would have stopped it before he felt like, dude, you're not talking to this girl no more. If you call her, I will fuck you up because I'm trying to keep you alive. And I go to this girl and I would take the text messages to her parents. This is what your daughter is saying to my brother. And if this girl's parents haven't turned on her, because I know you're going to advocate for your kids, but if my kids did something like that, I will fuck them up. How dare you try to convince somebody to kill themselves? And he's not even terminally ill. He was sad. He was depressed. It's not like he had stage 5 cancer to where he had a month to live and he wanted to go out his right the way he wanted to. He was a perfectly healthy young man. Physically. Like, who does that? Like, if your daughter did that, you failed as a parent because you have raised a manipulative little bitch. More so than ever. So than most pretty females who know they can get away with it because they're pretty. One thing that my stepmom told me when I got out the hospital for my 3rd suicide attempt. She's like, never kill yourself over somebody who's going to be fucking someone else on the day of your funeral. And that ate at me. Even when I say it, it eats at me. It's like, you know what? I'm going to do me. And it's hurt other people, but I'm happier. It's hurt other people that would benefit from me overdoing for them and not doing for me. But it's made me better. Made me mentally stronger. And that boy just needed someone to be there for him. A different opinion. Maybe it was another female. How did his sisters not see it? But I mean, depression, you can block a lot of people out. I'll be like, but if that was my brother, and it wouldn't have got to that point. It wouldn't have. I wouldn't have let it. I'm like, hold on, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Like, man, I'm just depressed, and I would see the shit that's like, hold on. Hey, bitch, excuse me, this is shit that your brother, and I'd print them out. And I'd mail them. I'd embarrass her horribly. It's like, it's our private text messages. That's when you know you lose. Yeah? And they're mad that you did it, not about what you did. Like, hey, I would whoop her dad's ass if he was around. Or mom's boyfriend. Somebody's getting their ass whooped. Like, if that was my daughter, I'd kick her out the house. Like, no, you can't live here. Those aren't my morals and ethics to try to convince somebody to kill themselves. You went against our family name. You didn't have enough pride in our family name to not do this. This family, we don't do that. To me as a man, like one of the most important things is my family name. I love being a Jordan. I also love being a Booker. Like the man who raised me was not my biological father. But I have enough respect for his name not to do anything that would directly have him linked to me. Or any of the things that I do. It's my dad, it's my pops, I love him. But I would never, not anymore, do something where it's directly linked to him. I take complete agency over my life. That was one thing I was taught. And as a man, you have to realize there's not going to be much sympathy. Even with the boy dying, there's more sympathy for his sisters. Like, hold up, have sympathy for him to an extent. Like, dude, you can't. Someone should have told him, whether it be another man or a woman, just something. Yo, this bitch is not good for you. And you're not even fucking. Like, you was getting swept away by the prospect of pussy. What the fuck? Nigga, who gets swept away by the prospect of pussy? I'm not doing extra unless I'm fucking. And even then, there's only so far extra I go. You weren't even fucking, my dude. But that's that traditionalist mindset to never call, that traditionalist gynocentric mindset to never call women out on any of the shit that they do, no matter how fucked up it is. Guys let pretty girls say and do the dumbest shit, the most destructive shit, the most abhorrent shit, and they let it go because she's cute. They won't fuck. And I blame them for that when it comes back to affect them. I would never die of a pussy. Ever. I'll never take another man's life over pussy. Now, I'm not saying a woman. If a nigga kills my daughter, if a nigga kills my mom, nigga kills my sister, yeah, he gonna come, I'm gonna come see him. But just pussy? No. At the time, my wife, but I'm never getting married again. So if a nigga kills a girl I'm dating, as long as I'm not linked to that shit, hey, some people die, my nigga. Some people die. Cause I know the only people who will come riding for me will be my niggas. I take a nigga's life over my niggas. Because hopefully I have strong enough friendships to where my niggas will do the same for me. Especially if it's unjust. If I was beefing with some nigga and shit happened, hey man, shit happens. I lost that war. But like if I get shot by an unarmed cop, I'd expect my niggas to say something, to do something. Now, if I'm unarmed and get shot by a cop, not get shot by an unarmed cop, my bad. And the thing is too, I don't think I would have died over my wife, for my wife. Because I'm going to die so you can be on to the next dick. Yeah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. Seen that happen. But the traditionalist kind of mindset, niggas do more for females than they do for themselves, more than they do for the dudes. Like I remember when me and my niggas would take girls home from the club or whatever, back to their place or whatever was going down. Yo, y'all sit in the back. My niggas riding up front with me. Cause I know if shit pop off, I need my nigga right there. Now, if he wanted to sit in the back with old girl and get some shit rocking, and hey, nigga, do what you do. But initially, yo, my niggas right up front. And it's not sexist, it's not patriarchal, it's just, those are the people, this man right there is gonna sacrifice for me more than you will. And to an extent that's greater than you. At least physically, at least initially. But people don't get it. Like, the uninitiated don't get it. And I don't think they will, man. Guys have to start taking agency over their life and stop letting their gynocentrism overrun their emotions, or run their emotions and overrun their logic. You can't do that, man. It could save your life. I wish this man would have talked to somebody. I wish he'd have found the red pill sooner. That's why, even if niggas don't like it, mgtow, my whole thing with mgtow, I don't blame women for shit that they do. I'm not a woman. I can't hold a woman accountable. I can't say like a real woman to do this. I get mad when girls say a real man to do this. Bitch, you're not a man. You don't know what it's like to be a man. He'll never know what it's like to be a man. Ever. Because no one will ask of you to be disposable. No one will ask of you to die for their money. Which is what wars have become. No woman knows what a real man is. It's all anecdotal. Because a real man is a man with a penis and balls. Whether he's gay, straight, if he chops him off and wants to become a woman, he was once a real man. Now he's a woman. And if he wants to be identified as that, then let him. Identifying a man that used to be a woman that used to be a man as a woman is no skin off my back. It doesn't challenge my masculinity. It doesn't strike fear into me. It doesn't influence me in any way. Hey. And even a woman who wants to be a man, like if you want to be, if the pronoun you want to be used for you is a he, all right, cool. I owe you that respect as a person. I don't have to agree with it, but I at least owe you that respect. Now I'm not saying I agree, because why would you volunteer for that struggle? I've always felt like a man. You don't know what a man feels like. It's all anecdotal. For me, a real man is someone who stands up for what he believes in and tries to build others up that are around him. Whether by actions, whether it be by words, hopefully both. But that's what a real man is, someone who is born with a penis and balls. You are a man who especially if you recognize your disposability. mgtow for me is, I'm going to ask men. I'm not saying I'm going to hold men accountable. I'm saying I'm going to ask men to hold themselves accountable, just like I hold myself accountable. That's just what it is. I hold myself accountable. And by me holding myself accountable, I can ask you to hold yourself accountable. And if you can't, then I can't associate with you. If you're afraid to accept your own L's, but you're quick to jump on your wins, you're right, quit switching dicks. You can't stand on the fence. I'm a bad father. I can admit that. I have kids I don't see as much, or just don't see. And I'm made a little effort to. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the ridicule that comes with it. I'm fine with the shaming, because I made that decision consciously that I'm not going to let a court situation or a situation that I don't have to be a part of mess with my sanity. I don't want to do court cases and all that shit. But as a man, you need to be able to take responsibility for your actions and deal with the ridicule that comes with it. And that boy who killed himself should have learned that, like, listen, dude, you don't have to deal with this. You are allowing yourself to be, in a sense, bullied or pushed into this mindset. Hopefully his family one day finds peace, but that's it.